when I started this channel 10 years ago, I started it with some false assumptions about mankind, which has led me to make some fundamentally wrong predictions about the world. You see, my assumption was that every single person is unique, and we all have our different tastes, our different vices, our different virtues. But at the end of the day, like fundamentally, we all have certain things that unite us. We have a set of principles, a set of things that we care about that are inherently tied to our shared humanity. And so, regardless if you are a Romanian, regardless if you're an American, regardless if you're from Palestine or Israel, regardless if you're a man or a woman, every person cares the most about their own family. If both your mother and a complete stranger gets bitten by a snake, and you only have a vial of antidote, and you can only save one person, then I assume that the overwhelming majority of people, save some outliers, would obviously go for the mother. If there's a burning building, and inside that building is your uncle and the complete stranger, then the overwhelming majority of people would try to save the uncle first. Now, of course, I realize that there would be some outliers, there would be some individuals that think differently, because, it's the nature of man. And in every single hypothesis, you're not going to get a mathematic result, and there will be outliers. But apparently I was fundamentally wrong, because it's not just some outliers, it's an entire different way of thinking, so alien to me, and so alien to what I've said up until now, that when I saw it expressed, I thought that these people are trolling. I thought that these people are either taking the piss, or they must be grifting, like surely no one can think this way. But alas, this study has proved me wrong. So this study analyzes the way conservatives care about other people versus the way liberals care about other people. And if the study is true, then it's quite concerning, and it seems that a lot of the hypotheses and my understanding on the world are completely false. You see, the study asked people that were partaking in it their political affiliation. So they had to state whether they're conservative or liberals in order to be positioned either on the left or on the right of the chart. And then they would be asked, name in order from the most important to the least important the things that you care about. Number one being all of your immediate family. Number two being all of your extended family. Number three, your closest friends. Going to number four, all of your friends, including the distant ones. Number five, all acquaintances. Number six, people you have ever met. Number seven, all people in your country. Number eight, all the people on your continent. Number nine, all people on all continents. Number 10, all mammals. Number 11, all amphibians, reptiles, mammal, fish, and birds. Number 12, all animals on Earth, including paramecia and amoebae. Number 13, all animals in the universe, including alien life forms that we've yet to discover. Number 14, all living things in the universe, including plants and trees. Number 15, all natural things in the universe, including inherent entities such as rocks. And finally, number 16, everything in existence. And so I thought that, this is going to be a no-brainer, right? Everyone is going to actually choose this in pretty much the order that they have been given, right? Everyone is going to choose number one, their immediate family. Number two, their extended family. Number three, their closest friends. Then all of the friends of their friends. Finally, all the acquaintances. And then the people in your country, versus the people you have ever met. That, this one is already starting to be can swing either or. And the reason that I thought this is that it's not necessarily a moral issue, right? It's more like a self-preservation issue if you think about it. Because when you're stuck in a ditch, who's going to help you if not your family? Your family is more willing to help you And it's also the people that you grew up with. And so like the connection with them is a lot stronger, both emotional as well as like from a social perspective. And then of course, like your friends, you gotta take care of your friends, because when you're in need, who are you going to call? Well, you're going to call your family and your friends, right? And I thought, like maybe some people will not say their family because maybe they grew up in an abusive family, maybe they generally hate their parents, or maybe their children were ungrateful. And it's like, okay, maybe the family is not number one, but like surely the friends are going to be number one, right? Because these are the people you choose to associate. No one forces you to associate with your friends. These are the people you have personally chosen. And these are the people that will help you out, right? And then, of course, like the people that live in your country, they're also important, because if they do good, then the entire country does good. So, like, if your country is wealthy, then it means that there's more job opportunities, like your children have a higher chance in getting a job. There's lower crime rate, so your wife is safe to go on the street, right? Like, it's kind of interconnected. But again, like, as I'm mentioning, I thought that it's self-serving. Like, it's not necessarily like a moral thing. Like, no one is telling you that this is the moral way to think. I thought that it's just common sense. It's just natural for people to behave this way. And the reason that I thought is, like, think about a danger. A serial killer. Right? Like, a serial killer would be considered a danger. Now, let's think of Jack the Ripper. He was quite prominent serial killer. But if you read about him, are you afraid? Are you scared? No, absolutely not. Because he's dead. He lived in a previous time era. There's no more Jack the Ripper now. And so you're reading about it as a fascination. It's like, what did he do? How did the people react to him? How did they try to catch him? How did he evade being caught? That's the things that people discuss when dealing with the topic of Jack the Ripper. But now let's say that Jack the Ripper would be alive today, but he would be in Zimbabwe. And you're in Romania. I think the same thing would happen. I think, like most people, would just watch the news, and they would treat it with the same fascination, the same morbidity, like they treat the Jack the Ripper from history. They would be interested in if the authorities are going to catch him. They're going to be interested in how many victims he have. But like no one is going to panic, right? Like no one is going to be leaving the television and have like a sense of dread with them. But now let's think that Jack the Ripper is in your country. Okay, well, now it's a little bit different, right? Like now a lot more people are a little bit concerned that you're going to have conversations about this at the water cooler. That now everyone is going to discuss, hey, have you seen what happened? Yeah, I mean, oh, wow, the people there, blah, blah, blah. Now let's say that Jack the Ripper is in your town. Well, now the conversation is very different. Now you're going to tell your wife, hey, let me know when you want to leave the house, because I'm coming with you. Like, it's dangerous to go out there alone. Like, we need to stay together until this is fixed. And you're going to be constantly watching the news. You're going to constantly be horrified, right? And now let's say that Jack the Ripper is actually in your neighborhood. Like, there's a crime literally in front of your house. Police is there. I mean, now you're going to tell little Billy, like, you're not going to play outside anymore until this gets fixed. You're going to live with the trauma. You're going to constantly look at the radio. You're going to constantly look at the news. And why do people do this? Well, because they care about their safety and the safety of their family. And I thought everyone is like this, but it turns out that no. Not everyone is like this, because we have liberals in society. And when asked, liberals said that the things that they care about the most, like as you can see, the heat map for conservatives is like close to their family, right? It's like close to center. The things they're most concerned about is the things that surround them. While with liberals, way the fuck out there. Way the fuck out there. Like their primary concern seems to be with all animals on Earth, including paramecia and amoeba. All animals in the universe, including alien life forms that we haven't discovered yet. All living things in the universe, including plants and fucking trees. All natural things in the universe, including inert entities such as rocks. Now, I don't know why they gave this answer. Whether because this is what they think is politically correct and normal to think, whether because this is what they've been brainwashed to believe. But you realize that they actually do behave this way. Like, there have been so many projects that could have improved the life of both myself and my family. But you have like some environmentalists that say, no, this actually harms the jumping spider, or this actually upsets some fish. I mean, this literally happened in California, right? Where the reason they couldn't stop the fires is because some species of fish would have gotten in trouble. So, like, these liberals, they genuinely cared more about the fish than they cared about the fires. And yes, like, they also care about the trees. Like, the reason they don't want to do control burns is because they care about the trees. More about the actual people. And when you think about liberals, I think, like, this actually means about the middle class or upper class bourgeois elites. The ones that advocate for paper straws and stuff. And so, like, maybe this is just like a recent ideological thing, which is not sustainable from an evolutionary point of view. And this is why, you know, like, the thinking of the conservatives, like, no, this actually guarantees that a society can survive. Because people, by caring about their family first, right, like, they obviously will make decisions that will favor them, their friends, and so on and so forth. But, like, if your decisions is constantly for someone else, then who's going to take care of you? Like, that someone else will take care of them, right? Like, that someone else already advocates for them and their interests. Now, you're advocating for their interests as well, but who's advocating for yours? And the answer is no one, right? So, like, you're going to suffer. And this is, like, the pathological thinking that modern liberals have. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to persist throughout the ages. I'm not sure if this was the case in the past. But it's horrifying to see, and now it explains why a liberal will care about the criminal more than a victim. Like, the first time I even encountered this, I was like, wow, this way of thinking is so fucking alien. Like, they must be trolling. There was a video on Twitter, which to this day shocks me. Not the video itself, but the reaction to it. It showed a guy robbing an Uber driver. Horrible thing. You know, like, being an Uber driver is a difficult profession as it is. You gotta put in a lot of hours. You don't make that much money. So, like, being robbed is absolutely disgusting. Like, that's a vile crime that was committed. And the guy committed it on a highway. So he robs the driver, tries to run away, and then realizes that there's nowhere to go because the cops are coming. So, like, he tries to jump from the highway. And it was like one of those highways that's up high. And so he tries to make the jump, fails, and breaks his legs. And the comment section was basically siding with the criminal, saying, oh my god, the poor guy, I hope he made it to the hospital, I hope that blah blah blah. But, like, absolutely not a single person was like, well, like, the victim. Can you imagine if that was your family? Can you imagine if that... No. It's so fucking wild. Like, this mentality is like the absolute upside down world. Like, if they were there, they would have probably, you know, laid on their back to cushion the fall of the criminal. Like, they care more about the criminal than they care about the actual victim. In my society, like, the morality would have been completely different. Like, if I were to say what people in my society would say about that event, I would probably get a TOS violation. And by the way, like, they would also advocate for the re-education of the people in the comment section. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like, are these our neighbors? Do they think like that? I mean, that's dangerous. Anyway, right, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.